It's funny. What we were saying, this is all jokes to the side. We were saying if you would put half of the effort that you put in secular studies to Limud Torah, I made a statement that you would be unstoppable Talmidei Chachamim. So Amnon says, imagine if we would put 3-4 hours as we do for learning physics, Mula Amnon, as we put for physics, if we would put it for, let's say, that intensity for Limud Torah, where we would have been. So my answer is, you have no idea where would you have been, and I'll tell you why. Remember the, what was it, Star Trek Enterprise, this thing, Scotty, whatever it is, All of a sudden you see the, let's say the spaceship is here, and we're traveling in space, all of a sudden they put supercharged, turbo, I don't know, space turbo. What happens is the following. If you would put this effort, you would all of a sudden find yourself accelerating at the speed of light and beyond. Why? Because all you need to do is to start the first initiation, or your willingness to do it, and you sit down and you actually work without looking back. If you drive forward and you look back, you're going to crash. You can't do a cheshbon, I will do this, I could have done this, I would have sold this house, I would have passed that test. Sit down and learn Torah with the same, half of the intensity. What will happen then is the following. When you will be able to go into this path, believe me, time and space don't exist. All of a sudden you would say, and how many times it happened to us? We start learning and we learn and we learn and we learn, all of a sudden, oh my goodness, it's late. It's like 2 hours late. But the time of life, time to go home already. What happens, this is in terms of time, but it happens in terms of knowledge, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will open the floodgates, and you will get, all of a sudden, it's a chain reaction of Torah understanding and capacity. But you cannot do that for yourself. You cannot be, in other words, you cannot have a selfish motive in it. I want to be a Talmid Chacham, so I'm going to sit down and do it. I am too good for this crowd. I need to move to the higher leagues. That could not be more wrong than the truth. Because sometimes your acceleration depends on people who are weaker than you, that you're going to carry on, because you become a vehicle for the Torah to be carried on. The Kadosh Baruch Hu says, He carries those weak guys with Him. I'm going to put a truckload on Him. He will take it. In other words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to your aid. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu can make a donkey speak, He can make you into almost Moshe Rabbeinu if you only want. That Moshe Rabbeinu knowledge or capacity, everything comes from Hashem, but you need to make the room for it. So if you think that you are too good for us and we are not up to your level, and you want to go to a higher league, you cannot be more wrong than that. Why? Because it's not about the place that you learn, the people that you learn. It's about your attitude. So if you have here guys, let's say for example, who, I don't know, they can read, or it's the first time for them to learn Gemara, and you're going to say, it's Bitul Torah for me to help them. It's a horrible statement to make. In other words, you're saying, you're doing Baltit Godadu. I am better than them. I don't have time to waste with them. You need to take them, and you need to realize you're not a factor here. If you're a role model in a group of people and they look up to you, and you say, that's not for me, I need a better place, and you go, I can tell you this, you might think you'll be learning absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, you'll be nothing, because it's not done for the right thing. And that's a fact. That's a fact. You need to make yourself a Merkava, chariot for the Torah. You take people and you be mechazek them. Like a shepherd that doesn't worry about himself. Take the people, straighten them up. If you are older guy, oh, these guys are young here. I'm 25, I'm 26, I'm 30 years old. I have 18, 17-year-olds here. That's not for me, Rabbi. It's not the card for me. I'm going to a different place. This is your downfall. You need to look at things completely different. And you need to realize that. All you need to do is to put the effort. I'm willing to take a bet with everyone. You can all bet against me. Whatever you want. That if you truthfully try, you would never fail in that. You could regret everything you did in the world besides learning Torah, but learning in order to teach. Your kiyum mitzvot, your kiyum Torah depends on your ability to teach. To teach means to give from yourself, not to be a leech to see, okay, I can get from here, and what I can get from there, and what I can get from here, and what I can go from here, and I'm going to do yeshiva hopping, and I'm going to do rabbi hopping, and so on and so forth. Oh, rabbi, you're always going to be my rabbi, but you're not good for me to teach because you're dealing with these people. I'm going to tell you something, and I told you this before. What changed my attitude is one time I was sitting with Rabbi Ben Chaim, and we had in the kollel, we had amazing scholars, amazing Talmidei Chachamim. People come from Brooklyn, from all these places. And Rabbi Ben Chaim used to sit with this Amcha people, the regular people, the masons and the plumbers and the people, and he would learn with them, and with lahavut and so on and so forth. One time I said to him, Rabbi Ben Chaim, with all due respect, he's such a huge, unbelievable Talmid Chacham. Why don't you take us and make a group for you? It's a lo kavod for you. Now you're learning with these people. They're like nothing. They ask you this question, Ribono Shel Olam, my kid in first grade can answer this. It's a waste of your resources. Take us. We are. So he said to me, listen, you guys know how to learn. You don't need me. You know how to learn. But if I'm not going to learn with these guys, who's going to learn with them? Listen, he is a walking computer. He's a genius. And he yet did not think about himself. He says, these are the people, I know Torah, they want to learn, I teach them. He didn't think about himself. That moment changed my whole outlook about everything. That's why there isn't a question that is a stupid question. There isn't a person who's too dumb for me to teach. Why? As I said to you yesterday, my Torah knowledge means absolutely nothing if I have nobody to pass it on. And as little as you think, as my grandmother used to say, if all you have to eat is watermelon or let's say sunflower seeds, and you feel very bad about yourself, turn your head backwards. There's always going to be somebody who's going to pick up your shells that you threw and he's going to eat. Therefore, there is not a point in which you cannot give someone. It's not what I can get, it's what I can give. So you need to give your effort to learn, and you need to be willingness to hand it back. That's the components here. And without a doubt, try it. I guarantee to you, you would never fail. It's a fact. Have a great day.